Welcome back to Sunday NFL Countdown presented by Snickers.
Where are we this morning into this afternoon? We're everywhere. We've got teams warming up as they get set for games in the 1 o'clock Eastern time window, and we'll count you down to all of that action, including a critical matchup in the NFC East between the Commanders and the Cowboys. Dallas beat the Giants at home earlier this season. Dak Prescott has been nearly perfect in Dallas against the division in his career. He is 20-2 in home divisional games. That's the best record by any quarterback since the merger. He's won 17 straight going back to 2017. The last time Dak lost at home against an NFC East team, Jaden Daniels, who he's facing off with today, was a junior in high school. So he's been that good for that long. Dan Graziano has the Commanders and Cowboys covered for us today. Graz, to be kind, this Cowboys defense has really struggled. So what did they change this week?
Yeah, Greeny, you see these zeros on the scoreboard behind me. We don't expect them to be there long. These are two high-level offenses and two struggling defenses. As you mentioned, Dallas's defense has been the worst in the league in almost every category so far this year. So this week, they've been hard at work trying to figure out how to get it right. One big change, head coach Brian Schottenheimer, who oversees the offense, was in the defensive meeting rooms a lot this week. I talked to a couple players. They said his presence in those rooms got their attention. Linebacker Maris Leofow said he is our leader. When he talks, everyone listens. Schematically, I would expect the Cowboys to employ a little more man coverage than usual. Not a ton. This is still a Matt Eberflus defense, but I think you'll see a little more man-to-man, maybe a spy on Jaden Daniels, some similar stuff to what they did a couple of weeks ago when they beat Justin Fields and the Jets. Cowboys getting healthier on offense with the return of CeeDee Lamb and lineman Tyler Booker, but not so much on defense. Cornerback Trevon Diggs showed up Friday with concussion symptoms. He told the team something fell out of the ceiling at his house and hit him in the head. He's not going to play. The good thing the Cowboys defense have going for them this week is that the Commanders are just about out of wide receivers. No Terry McLaurin, no Deebo Samuel, no Noah Brown. Top 3 wide receivers for the Commanders, Greeny, out this week. So maybe this is the week the Cowboys defense can get on track.
We're keeping a close eye on that, Dan. Thank you very much. And what's at stake in this game? Well, in a word, everything. It's week 7, but look at what the outcome will decide. Commanders will have a 55% chance to make the playoffs with a win, just 31% if they lose. Look at the Cowboys. The Cowboys lose at home today. They have just an 11% chance of making the playoffs. Now, Graziano started that conversation by saying we don't expect the zeros to stay on the board very long.
Can you clarify something he said to me about Trevon Diggs?
Yes.
About how he got hurt?
Yes, he had
something fell off.
Something happened to him at home, and he has concussion-like symptoms, and we just heard him
fell out
explain.
of the ceiling.
Yes, correct.
That's when you know it's not your year.
That is. It's obviously very bad luck.
That's when you know, fellas. That's when you know. When you losing the starting cornerback because something fell out the ceiling in his house and he got a concussion. Hey, man, pack it up. Come on.
The Commanders don't have any of their receivers.
Yeah, there's nobody to cover this week, so it's a good week. Maybe it is their time, you know?
One way or another, the game has the highest total of any game in the NFL this season, the highest over-under. We are expecting fireworks on the scoreboard, and a big part of the reason for that, Teddy, has been that defense. You did a tape on it earlier today. The Dallas defense has just been terrible.
Yeah, and first let me say, Trevon, I hope you're doing all right, man. Let me just say that, okay? But another thing Graziano said is they may play some more man-to-man coverage, and I think that's a mistake because talking about how this is the most, I said it earlier, how the diversity of this run game and all the complex reads that you may have, you see them clearer in zone. If I have to follow a tight end that's doing the loop-de-loo all the way back there and I have to move all the way, all of a sudden the counter is going to get us back. Not only that, this team is in no huddle 62% of the time. The average in the NFL is 10%. So now you got to get lined up, worry about where the coverage is, and then also stop the run with all of these trick motions that Cliff Kingsbury has. And if I know Cliff, Jaden Daniels is going to join the running game today. He has to join it today. He has to have, I'm calling it 50 to 60 yards rushing. He has to have because of the injuries at the wide receiver position.
Well, and I think that will be a major factor for me looking at this game is because Terry McLaurin has been Well, who stepped up in this absence? Deebo Samuels has had a great month, but he's out too. So you heard Gross talking about man coverage. So I expect some tighter window throws today. Well, who's the man? You got a veteran in Zach Ertz, so we'll see, how he fares. But we're talking about the offensive side of the ball, and I've been excited about the Dallas Cowboys ever since they got a guy like George Pickens before CeeDee Lamb went down. But when CeeDee Lamb goes down, I said to myself, well, this is a great opportunity for George Pickens' contract year. Ladies and gentlemen, in 5 straight games, this man has scored a touchdown. But the reason why I'm sitting up here showing you these highlights last week against the Carolina Panthers, yes, they lost, but did you see him snagging the ball, then going on the sideline, jumping over a defender? 2 of my favorite wide receivers in all of football that don't get the recognition is Garrett Wilson in the Jets and my man George Pickens right there. Now George Pickens has the offense. He has a quarterback. The only question for me that I have for Coach Schottenheimer is, can you put CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens in the same offense and get those guys to 10 to 15 targets a game and don't just single one of them out? This man George Pickens is on a mission. CeeDee Lamb, I just want to see the first 15 plays scripted. How many targets are going to come CeeDee Lamb's way, and see how healthy
Look, the great thing is it doesn't matter where the targets go. This is a Super Bowl caliber offense, and I think Javonte Williams is going to be a guy that is going to be huge in this game as well in the passing game.
Yeah.
Because all the attention is going to be outside, and now a guy like him shows up. However, this defense, look, this should be a get brave game. Matt Eberflus, get brave, buddy. They got no one to throw to. If you don't show up today in your own building, oh my goodness, dude, you might as well pack your stuff and leave, because this is a great opportunity for Dallas to get right. I expect this offense to be explosive. The Commanders stink on defense also. They're going to light the scoreboard up today.
I couldn't agree more, Rex. Listen, and Teddy, it may not be man, but I'll tell you what, they better have 8 in the box all day, right? Like there's nobody outside the numbers that you're scared of. Right, and so this should be a stop the run, and it's going to be 2 guys. It's going to be Jaden and Bill, right, Krosky Merritt. But I don't think there's going to be a problem, Randy, to your point of getting both these receivers involved for Dallas, because their defense is so bad, right? They're going to be throwing the ball all day. They have to score for 4 quarters, and I think they got to keep their foot on the gas.
The reason why I say that is how scary would this offense look? We know, I'm going to tell you this. We haven't talked about Jake Ferguson, the tight end. He's having a hell of a year. Now you're adding CeeDee Lamb and what George Pickens is doing with Javonte Williams coming out of the backfield. The sky is the limit for this offense. I just want to see if this could possibly be the best offense other than Indianapolis. I think that he can put some fear in the National Football League.
No doubt.
You just got to be average on defense. Just be average on defense, and this team can make a run.
We saw this exact thing play out last year. Joe Burrow had one of the great seasons of all time. The Bengals offense set all kinds of records, and they missed the playoffs entirely. The defense was that bad. Still to come. We get to Chicago. Has Ben Johnson rejuvenated Caleb Williams' career? We'll tell you who's going to have a breakout game for them today and how Ben has transformed his Bears locker room.